people came from, where they started. You have been on the grind since before you were a teenager, right? Do people fully understand? Like, they hear this and they're like, oh yeah, yeah. And it's like, how long have you known that this is what you wanted to do, that this is the direction that you wanted to go?
Well, if anything, I think it just speaks to a true passion for it. I've been wanting to do it for years because I love doing it. You know, when you say the grind, it wasn't like I was using the same method since I was 10 or 11. You know, I was figuring it out, but I've loved rap music for that long that I've been trying my hand at it for long enough that, yeah, it's been about a decade now that I've been saying, oh, I want to rap. You know,
Uh-huh.
I was in the hallways with it. I was passing out burnt CDs in middle school. So yeah, no, I've been chasing this. So it's nice, you know. And I think that's why there's a distance between me and my peers on some of these things because I've been really at it, and that's just what happens when you put in repetition. That's why I said in what's popping. I said in the gym trying to work on my free throw. Like that's what this was for me for so many years. Is just getting raps off.
Yeah. No, so now when you start looking at collaborations, right? Like, you're starting to get to that spot now where, you know, you can start to work with the producers. You got the people that you can work with, whether it's your heroes or people that you looked up to. Like, who has inspired you that you was like, man, if I can get on a track with them, if I can do something with them, if I can get in the lab with this producer, who are those people? Put it out there, manifest it. Let me hear it.
I want to do something with Andre 3000. That's one of my next goals.
Okay.
Just to get one of his masterpieces of a verse. That's huge for me. And somebody that was on my bucket list forever was Pharrell, but we ended up working a month ago. So,
oh, congratulations on man. How,
thank you.
is that something we're gonna hear soon? Is that out? Like, what, tell me about it.
I don't know as soon as the word. We'll see. You know, we gotta fill it out. I gotta finish it up. It's coming though.
It's coming though. Okay. Is there anything that you've been working on now? Because a lot of people, and I say this to everybody that comes on, everybody's always saying, I got nothing to do. Everybody has something to do. Are you using this downtime to write? Are you using this downtime to work on other artistic things, ideas, whether it's music videos, whether it's a compilation? Like, just
I'm with
what are
you.
you using
I'm
this
with
time
you.
to do?
Um, well, I've been shooting a music video in the crib for this single I got coming with G-Eazy next week.
Okay.
It's G-Eazy featuring Jack Harlow, and we've been having to,
Oh,
you
so
know,
this isn't Jack Harlow featuring G-Eazy.
yeah, my man brought me on, man. I'm thrilled about it. So, um, yeah, given the circumstances, we've had to get creative and shoot things in the crib. So
Yeah.
we've been doing that. I've been writing a lot though. When I come out of this stuff, I'm telling you, I got some life-changing music on the way. Like some stuff that nobody's ever heard me get into. It's very vulnerable. It's very honest. And like at the end of the day, you can make records like what's popping and you can make those club bangers. But the stuff that if you look at who's here to stay and who's been here for years, it's
Okay.
the people that are writing those records that no one else could say for them. It's very vulnerable. It's honest. There's storytelling. I'm doing a lot of that right now. So I'm going to come out of this and connect with people because that's how you keep fans. You know, hits is how you stay culturally relevant. But if you want to, you know, pack out an arena with people that believe in you, you got to write records that connect with their soul more than just, oh, I'm turned. So it's about doing both. And right now I'm doing a lot of that soul bearing, bro. For real.
So you're being vulnerable right now. That's where you are that's what you're kind of in your head, in your space, writing this all down. Tell me somebody that has, like, obviously your dream collaboration you said is Andre 3000. That's a great level. Tell me some other people that have inspired you when you hear them tell a story, when you hear them kind of bare their soul. And I know you get this all the time, but this is the Sportscenter people. This is the first time they've had a chance to really hear you talk about it.
Of course. Well, it's Drizzy, baby. That's one.
Yeah.
Drake, you know,
Yeah.
that's one of our greatest storytellers. Drake, Jay-Z, amazing writer, unmatched flow, voice is so distinct. You know, Wayne is one of the best just pure lyricists there's ever been. So all those guys, man, like I pay attention to who's here to stay. You know, every year we have somebody pop in the scene.
Yeah.
But I pay attention to people that are making history, who keep it going for years and years. So that's who inspires me.
Oh, okay. Well, man, so we know you're a hoop fan. Your single was popping. You're talking about John Stockton. This is crazy. I'm old enough that I played against John Stockton. Let's put that into perspective, right? Let's put that into perspective. Now I was a young boy. I was in like my first or second year, but still,
Okay.
I played against.
Are you retired?
I'm all the way retired. I've been retired. This body is no longer playing basketball. See, that's
I
the
was
thing.
thinking you must be.
I
You
used to
must be
dip. I
retired.
used to dip in and out, and I used to hear it all the time. People would be like, "Wait, Jefferson's still playing?" Look, I played 17 years. I'm done. This is all I'm doing right now. I'm interviewing young stars like yourself, trying to figure out how you are trying to connect to your people, your fans. Take me through your first television performance, man. Like you go on Fallon, right? And I'm checking out your Instagram, and I can see that this is kind of a moment. Was that one of those like surreal moments for you? Give me another surreal moment, whether you met somebody, you performed someplace, just something that like maybe you haven't told too many people.
That's a good question.
Thank
Um,
you.
anything that I ain't told too many people, I'm probably still scared to tell people.
Come
But
on, but you talking about being vulnerable right now. Here's a perfect moment.
it's a top 10 moment for sure. Um, well, let me speak on the Fallon thing as the other half of my brain tries to think of something for you.
Okay.
Um, Fallon was special because everybody cared about it. My grandma cared. My homeboys cared. My parents cared. It's just so you can get 100 million views on YouTube, but your grandpa, he's like, okay.
Cool. With YouTube, cool. Yeah.
For some reason, all those shows that come out after 10 p.m. they just resonate with people. I don't know what it is. So that was really special for me. But yeah, man, it's been a lot of stuff along the way. I
Well,
have
I,
a
I, I, I see. Listen to the thing. I, this is what I do. So I can see you thinking like I can see you like, man, should I say this? Like, what is that moment? Like, it just like, tell me about somebody you met and they showed some love and you was like, man, you went home or
right.
you was in the ride back home. Just like, did that just really happen? Or you got on the phone with your boy, your mom, like, yo, guess what just happened?
I remember I met ASAP Rocky in LA.
Okay.
We were in the studio. He came in the room. He gave me a ton of props. So that was really special to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I met one of the goats at a party once. One of my favorite artists ever, and he came up and approached me, and shook my hand, and whispered in my ear like, "Yo, I've been watching everything you're doing." This is before it was popping.
Now you got to tell me. You can't just say one of your goats. Or do you not want to share this? It's okay if you don't, but just I gotta ask.
Drizzy, baby.
Drizzy, okay.
Yeah. So that was super special to me because I grew up listening to him when I was in 5th grade. Best I Ever Had came out. So yeah, I honestly haven't shared that story publicly at all. So you did a hell of a job getting it out of me, RJ. So
Hey man, come on, man. That's what I do because
I
literally,
see why they hired you, man. You're a pushy guy.
well, you know what it is though. But I try and do it with a smile, man. Like this is all like as much as this is like I want to make sure that you're getting like your message, who you are, like who you're a fan of, letting people know that it's okay to just like to say like I'm a fan, right? Because we all were, man. Like I played against MJ, I played
Oh,
against
for
people
sure.
where
For
you're sitting
sure.
there like, hey, can I get your shoes after the game? Now we on the same court. We doing the same thing. We both making
Right.
money, but you still a fan, and don't ever lose that. Either you're
And you
older
know
people
what?
or
It's
younger
crazy
people.
because I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think what was driving it is that was such a special moment to me that I just never even imagined a time that would feel perfect enough to say it. But what better than this right here with Richard Jefferson on SportsCenter? So
Oh, look at you,
I'm
man.
happy to have shared it. I'm happy to have shared it. I'm glad
Man,
you made me bring it up.
and I appreciate that. And one thing that I've seen in common, from you is how much you represent Louisville, right?
Got
Like
that
that,
right.
yeah, like, yeah, through and
Let's
through.
get into it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it because like when I look at like look, you got New York, you got LA. They have so much representation. And you look at people throughout Midwest. It doesn't matter if it's Chicago rappers, if it's St. Louis, if it's Louisville. How much weight do you feel like, yo, you got to represent for your town, your people? Very similar to what Drake did, not only for Toronto, but all of Canada. That's the way he's trying to represent it. But are you trying to put your city even more on the map? Are there people that have helped you that are pushing you forward?
You wouldn't believe how much I'm trying to do that, bro. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, Louisville has a true culture of its own. The people that come out of there, the music, the soul that we provide, it's unique to us, and it's something that hasn't been put on a national scale yet. So I'm trying to take Louisville all the way there. Seriously, I definitely want to make it a hub and a place that people know for. Wow, they really got a special culture there because we've had the talent come out. So no, I'm all the way behind the city, and I plan on giving back as much as I can and raising the community up. Who knows? In 15 years, I might not even want to rap, and what I'll really be doing is, investing in the community, doing the right things. I might run for mayor when I'm 50. I don't know, but I just want to build the city up more than just saying, "Look, I got popping, and this is where I'm from." No, let's help. Let's help people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Okay, so now you're young, right? There's a lot of challenges. What is one of the biggest challenges? Obviously, your skill speaks for itself. Listening to your flow, listening to some of the wordplay, and it's just like you can hear it. Like you can hear the wordplay from beginning to end where you're going. Explain to me some of the challenges. Like when you walk into a room, you got the curly hair, you got the smile, and people are like, "Oh, okay, can this dude rap? What it is that been a challenge? Is that motivation? Explain that to the people how the motivation for the challenges when you walk into a room."
but there's pros and cons, and being white in this genre that is a black genre, um, I'd like to think being white in a way there's more pros than cons because you could say a lot of the songs I dropped, if a black person dropped them, they might not have done as well. There's a shock value to me being white, if I'm just going to be honest. So, yeah, there's people that don't take it serious. They're skeptical. But once you do what I can do, it hits harder when you're white. And that's just the reality of it. There's no change in that. People see color. People are obsessed with race. So that's the reality of it. And that's what it is. So there's pros and cons. But at the end of the day, white privilege exists in every single world. So I think it exists in hip hop too, in some capacity. But
No, but even in hip hop though, there's that you again you have to get over that hump. You have to get that acceptance when you walk into that room. You have to in this game, in the rap game, you almost have to prove yourself a little bit more, right? Versus saying that, hey, I'm just gonna walk in and because I'm white or I'm this, people are going to buy my albums, right? If you want to get acceptance from Andre 3000, from ASAP Rocky, from Drake, that's got to be flow. That's just not privilege.
no, you got that right. And I'm not trying to pass off all my success to just me being white. But at the end of the day, I guess I do get. There's definitely some truth to what you're saying because it's like people people don't expect you to be able to do what you do. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if you can do it, the ceiling's even higher. I mean, look
Yeah,
at Post Malone. Look at
yeah,
Elvis Presley.
yeah.
If you do master it, there's that juxtaposition that actually ends up being in your favor. So, it's just all a blend. But I think a lot of the reason I've gotten the attention and love I've gotten is because people don't feel like I'm trying to push it as a gimmick. Like, oh, look, I'm white, but I can do this. It's
Yeah.
really he's himself. So authenticity is just my priority, bro.
No, and one thing that I respect and I want to say to everybody out there, me personally, like when you have hip hop and any genre gets big enough and gets big enough, you're not just influencing just your people. You're influencing the world. You're hearing rappers from all over the world, from every genre, every background. And that's when you get the Post Malones. That's when you get the Eminems or the Drakes. And you just get even the female rappers. Like there's so many people that are impacted. Are you trying to inspire? Again, you just turned 22, so I don't want to talk about the next generation because I know how much more you got to go before you are really where you're like, hey, you want to be a legend in the game, and I respect that. Is there something that you're like, hey, what would you tell yourself 5 years ago right now today?
What would I say? I would say, yo, cut your hair a little shorter. Um, what else would I say? That would be the main thing. And then I once got in a car accident about 4 years ago where I made this turn and ended up getting T-boned.
Ooh.
I totaled the car, so I would tell myself not to go out that night. Just little
Uh-huh.
things like that. But
Okay.
other than that,
All
I'm
right,
pretty
man.
happy with how things have gone.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. We are gonna keep this light. So I got a couple of things. I don't know if you've seen this before. We got a couple either get rid of them or would you rather. So here's my would you rather. Would you rather live without internet or live without AC and heating?
AC and heating gotta go.
Gotta go. Okay.
Yeah, I'll open a window or I'll blow on my. I do a lot of that. And it's cool with me.
Oh, just cools you off. Okay. Let's see. If you could win a Grammy or have a number one Billboard song, which one would it be?
Mm,
I like this question. I like this question because
that's a tough one.
that's a tough one because it's like, would you rather be the most respected artist by your peers or be the highest selling artist of all time?
Now hold on, that ain't what the question was.
That's not what the question. That's not what the question was.
Okay, but listen, I understand. I'll just answer. All right. No, no need to break it down.
No, you know what it was.
Give me the number one.
Well, give you what?
And I'll get a Grammy the next year, but give me the number one. I need that number one.
Yeah, you need the number one. Okay, that's fair. All right. Would you rather see what happens in your future or change one thing in your past?
Change something in my past.
Okay. You don't have to share that. I'm not gonna push you.
No chance I was gonna.
I know.
This one ain't coming out, RJ.
If I knew, see, this is the thing. I knew that, right? So that's why I didn't even put that in. I didn't even put it out there. I have to change it. Well, all right, man. I just want to say thank you for joining me, man. This is so much love. I can't wait to follow your career from here on out. Hopefully, we'll be able to connect. I'll be able to see you in concert somewhere before or after all this is over, man. But keep writing, keep inspiring others, man. Is there anything you want to shout out? Anybody that you want to show some love to before we get out of here?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to the whole Private Garden Collective coming out of Kentucky. All my guys. Shout out to the whole team. Shout out DJ Drama, Don Cannon. Shout out to my family. Shout out Louisville, Kentucky. Shout out Kentucky as a whole. That's all I got.
That's all you got. All right, Jack, man. Well, I appreciate you joining me, man.
It's been a real pleasure, bro.
All right, man. God bless.
Peace.